Helps if I unmute the mic. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to properly have everything ready to go when I hit transition scene. But you know what? We'll get there eventually. Alrighty. So, actually, there's one thing I want to do real quick. Give me 1 second. My apologies. I'll be right back. Bah. Now we're back. Alright. So that is set up. We're here. Alright, so last time on Teenager Trauma Simulator. um, so welcome to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. This is honestly a really fun storytelling game that I have pretty much fallen in love with. As you can see, though, the colony is not doing too great. Yeah, last time we had food shortages, and our major concern was making sure that the botany stuff was taken care of. We spent time in expeditions trying to find stuff to harvest, and in the end, well, our child's mother worked herself to death in the farms, and it was all in vain because when monsters attacked, they absolutely destroyed the colony, and there's not a lot of us left, as I am seeing, which not great, but we're gonna thrive. It's gonna be great. As you can see, our social skills are lacking, so that's one of the major focuses for the episode is getting those up. We got good sense of biology and a good, feeling of toughness, but what is any of that without the ability to have empathy and also bravery? So, that's what we're gonna do. We're also gonna check on everybody, because that was rough. I know it's hard, Cal says, fiddling nervously with a tassel on his shirt, but I just think, what would your mom do right now? She wouldn't complain, that's for sure. This is examining a bit of rubble, turning it over in his hands. I wonder if we're ever gonna find, alien tech. Wouldn't that be cool? Man doesn't even care about the colony being fallen apart. He's just like, yeah, we'd probably find some alien tech. It's been hard to talk to your dad about everything. Losing your mom, then losing the colony right after. It's too much to take. Neither of you know what to say. Where is Mars? There's Mars. Mars crosses her arms and sulks. What is the point of having all these kudos if I can't actually, use them to, buy stuff we need? Hello? It's not like I can just mail order supplies through the wormhole. That'd be cool, though. Tangent frowns. I just don't understand. Why now? Why does it keep getting worse? And Anemone, I'm fairly certain, is somewhere hiding and screaming into a pillow. Because she also lost her brother, Calm, the guy who does all the cool sports stuff. It's not great, my guy. Things have gone real bad. Oh, neat. We could mourn, or we could rebuild. We should rebuild, because we need a lot of organizing, and we need toughness. And honestly, I guess we need rest for some of these bad diseases we got. We're injured. Decreases our increase to physical skills. Yeah, we should mourn and rest. How long does this last? No, we're just starving. Alright. Well, you know what? We're not going to get as much toughness out of this, but we're at least going to get some organizing, I think. All skill increases. Oof. It's gonna be rough, but we should rebuild. The first month of quiet passes, each day plodding one after the other. You still have trouble sleeping in the classroom, barracks, but there's nowhere else to go. Every day, you wake with the others and try to make the best of it. Grief and anger comes in waves, not just for you, but for everyone. Some days are just better than others. You're assigned to help rebuild the walls. The first part of the month is spent just dragging away the wreckage, sorting it into salvage or recycling. By the time that's done, the crews disassembling parts of the stratospheric have delivered enough salvage that you can begin patching up the walls. A sense of urgency permeates the crew. After everything, people need to feel safe. Dis is on the work crew with you, something he does begrudgingly. Walls didn't help the first time, he grumbles. Whenever anyone asks for it, he grumbles whenever anyone asks for his opinion. We should just tear them all down and live like the animals do. If someone planted a bunch of buildings on my land, I'd be pissed off too. This is right. This is pointless. Now we're gonna work hard. By the end of the month, you've made noticeable progress. There are other priorities and not a lot of construction materials, but when last year's mushwood harvest is done drying out, you'll be able to do more. Even if Dis is right, that didn't help the first time. It's better than nothing. Alrighty. 2, 3, 4. Oh, why did that go down by one? From battle conditions. Interesting. You worked well this month. Okay, so we still got a decent amount of stuff. It just we lost we're in mourning status, so we don't get that. But our toughness still went up, even though oh, I guess all of our stuff balanced out because of super strength. We don't lose anything. The sun finally dawned on your birthday. You wake up early to climb to the top of engineering to watch the first sun's watery rays break the horizon as the wormhole recedes across the sky. Dawn should represent hope after a long period of darkness, but this light only reveals the full extent of the damage to the colony. You've been having trouble sleeping. Like most people, it's hard to find rest, crammed in a classroom with all of the other kids and their families. And every time you close your eyes, you see. Oof. You shake your head to clear the memories. You pull the blanket more tightly around your shoulders. Not your blanket. That one's gone. And stare out into the sun. Rises. Oh, or blanket, no. And stare out as the sun rises in the horizon, meager and slicky. Hey, kiddo, you hear as your dad comes to sit down beside you. I was looking for you. Nice view, huh? At least we have the rooftop patios out of the at least we got rooftop patio out of the deal. He laughs as his he laughs at his little he laughs a little at his own joke, then sort of trails off with a sigh afterwards. He puts his arm around your shoulder and you sit in silence for a while, watching the sunrise pick out all of the broken glass littering the fields, glimmering like a field of stars. Neither of you really know what to say. It's clear your dad feels like he has to give you a pep talk, but there's an oppressive nature to the silence that makes it feel impossible for either of you to start. Eventually, he just sighs and shoulders slump. I know things seem pretty bad right now, he says, squinting into the sunrise. But it'll get better. It has to, right? You're not so sure. At least your mom wasn't here to see this, he mutters. That's the silver lining, I guess. You watch the sunrise together for a few more minutes. After a bit, your dad musters up, Yo, Panda Master, howdy. After a bit, your dad musters up a brave smile and pulls out a little box tied with a piece of gardening twine. Happy birthday, my little rutabaga, he says. Ooh, that's a big upgrade to the sun medallion. You know what it is before you open it. Your old medallion, the one your dad made, with the sun into it representing the earth, was broken during the attack. In all the chaos, you didn't even notice, but your dad did, and he made you a new one. It's just like you remembered, a similar design, with a wormhole this time, to represent Vertumna. Yeah, no, Dad is not. Dad is sick during pollen season, but we did find something on our last expedition that helped with the like the cure for that, so that was pretty cool. But the colony got destroyed, and our mother overworked herself to death in the hydroponics area as the colony started running out of food, so that wasn't great. Lost a few people to the last attack. All the walls were broken down, and the colony's basically destroyed. So oof. You thank him and squint out at the swirling wormhole, still barely visible in the brightening sky. It's so massive in the awe-inspiring this time of year, but it always seems to herald disaster. You're happy to watch it fade away into the daylight. Your dad slaps you on the back. What a birthday, huh? Here's hoping they all get better from here. You both head back downstairs to the wreckage of the canteen, where they put up temporary roofing with whatever tarps and scraps could be found. The colony nanoprinters, well, the few that still run, have been working day and night to replace the necessities of life, but larger construction projects are going to take some time. Auntie Anne has coaxed the kitchen nanoprinter into making soy gruel and pressed bars, life-sustaining, but depressing. You and the other colonists eat your breakfast in stony silence as you mentally prepare for your day. Chief Administrator Seek has taken over as in the interim governor until the council can elect someone new. Last week, they held a mass funeral for everyone who died. There's a lot of talk of turning the stratospheric, destroyed front half into a memorial shrine, after everything useful has been salvaged. There's still so much to do. Oh boy. Also, there's not a lot that we can do aside from just rebuild, which, gets our toughness back up, so that's nice, but um, collectibles. No, gear. I need a perk to unlock. Gain +2 to stress. Gaining 2 less stress every time we do something is helpful, but I like +5 to challenges. Yeah. We're just gonna keep on rebuilding. You're assigned to help out in geoponics. The agriculturalists have been hard at work trying to salvage what they can off of the ruined fields and the destroyed greenhouses, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Your dad has taken over as chief cultivator. Succeeding your mom was already difficult for him, and now there's this. He's never been the kind of guy to hide from hard work, but he's been pretty distant lately. Cal's working in geoponics too, of course. He smiles when he sees you. Hey, Ragashi, there's a lot of stuff to do. What do you want to work on? Repair the greenhouses, work in the fields. Working in the fields sounds good because we did find like a little sponge cake plant, and I'd like to get that fixed. You and Cal are set to work in the fields. Luckily, they were mostly empty during Glow, but quiet is supposed to be a season of planting. With the deep, compacted trenches, where the massive phaseless stomped all over the colony and defenders, the fields are in worse shape than when you landed. You are set the task of aerating the soil. You and Cal trade off, one of you guiding the bot with a dangerous-looking aeration extension, while the other uses a shovel and sometimes a pickaxe to loosen the soil and dig out pieces of debris. Then there's the spark snow. It will raise the soil acidity if it sits long enough to melt, and your earth crops hate that. When you're not aerating the soil, you're trying to keep it from piling up. There are tarps laid out over the field, but shoveling the snow from the tarps is back-breaking work too. It's exhausting. Everyone is worried that this will be the final nail in the coffin for your food supply after the famine last year. You try not to think about it too hard, instead just focusing on just doing what you can to help rebuild. Alright. We get a bonus to pairs, but we don't have any pairs, sadly. Well, actually, we could do this. Drop this on there. That makes it a 6. Boop. That goes up to 5. And boop. Nice. And we got super goal. You worked well this month. +1 toughness. You're eating in the mess tents when you hear something rumbling. Your bowl and cutlery start rattling. People look around in alarm. Could this be another attack? So soon? You begin to hear shouting from outside. Someone runs into the tents. There's something falling from the sky, they shout. It's on fire. Oh goodness. Is this the comet that just ruins, just ends everything after such a terrible year? Maybe. You join the crowd of people leaving your temporary structures to gather in the colony square. People are squinting up in the milky, quiet sunlight, pointing and gesturing wildly. It's impossible to miss the thing hurtling towards you from space. It looks like a big ball of fire coming straight for you. Is this it? Is this the end? After all we've been through, a meteor's gonna land in the middle of your already ruined colony and kill you all? Oh. No, it's just another spaceship. Mars grabs your shoulder. Look, it's another ship, she exclaims. It's a spaceship from Earth. Excitement ripples through the crowd. Could it be? You stare up, unbelieving at the rapidly approaching ship. The flames of its entry into the atmosphere dissipate, but a thick column of greasy black smoke trails behind it. Soon you can hear the whistle of it ripping through the atmosphere at terminal velocity. That doesn't look like a controlled descent. It's an enormous ship coming at you way too fast. The ship's reverse thrusters fire, trying to slow it down so it doesn't smash into a billion pieces when it hits the planet. Everyone scatters to take cover. You crouch behind some rocks, throw your arms over your head, and squeeze your eyes shut. You hear the massive spaceship touch down in geoponics, plowing through the fields and grinding over what was left of the greenhouse. You're thrown to the ground from the force of the impact as shrapnel and small rocks zing past your head. It grinds along like some roaring monster, cutting a great scar through the colony and kicking up an enormous cloud of dust. Finally, the ship comes to a creaking, shuddering halt. You and the other colonists carefully crawl out of your hiding places, coughing and rubbing your eyes. The new ship is half buried and obscured by dust, but you can tell it's from Earth. You squint to make out the stenciled letters. Heliopause. A hatch opens on its side and silhouettes begin to emerge. Silhouettes with guns. Soldiers mark out of the dust and quickly surround all of the raiding colonists. More soldiers from 2 parallel lines from the ship to the square, their guns in parade rest, and a lone figure strides to the center towards you. Ooh. Okay. Well, look at you, sexy. Greetings, fugitives of Earth, the man says, spreading his hands wide. See, this looks like I could rock this look. I could totally rock this look. I gotta show Jay. All right, he'll be back in. He'll see him. I'll put him out when he's in here again. A dismayed murmur ripples through the crowd. The adults exchange significant looks. Chief Engineer Instance tries to slip out of the crowd, but she's stopped by the line of soldiers. The man smiles. He is aboard. Easygoing. Oh, he is a broad, easygoing smile that doesn't match the threatening aura of the soldiers. Hey, babe. Look at this. What? Right? I feel like I could pull that look off in my older days. I like the hair too. I really love the hair. I will. Alright, I am Commander Loom, he says proudly. As captain of the Heliopause, I have come to render aid and bring you justice. Let's listen with the others. Seek steps forward out of the crowd. You are not the commander of the Heliopause, they say, firmly. Governor Etiquette was expecting Commander Moriqua. Everyone is surprised. Etiquette had been in communication with this ship? For how long? I am captain of the Heliopause, Loom repeats, stubbornly, and then adds, according to the chain of command, we, sustained significant loss of personnel when we went through the wormhole. You can't help but notice many of the soldiers exchanged looks. This time, the wonder of how many people had to die before Loom became commander. As the commanding officer, Loom continues, I declare this colony to be under our protection. As such, you are all now subject to the laws of Earth. Seek bows. Now, they stammer. There's no need for dramatics. We are a diminished colony, as you see. Governor Edicott died in the most recent attack, and Fluorescent passed away just a few months ago. Even Tactician Halitos is gone. You see, we're quite leaderless. Wait, your mom? What would these Earth cops have wanted with your mom? You notice Chief Engineer Instance is held with her arms behind her back. Oh. She glowers at Loom with unbridled hatred. Loom turns to the assembled colonists. Well, why don't we fix that, he declares. Say hello to your new governor. You hear a few gasps of shocks and outrage, and Loom raises his hands placatingly. Let's not pretend that you don't need our help. And we could simply arrest you instead, but there's no need to demoralize your little colony further. Judging from the number of guns on display, you don't think you have a choice in this. No one knows how to react. A governor from Earth? Nearly 100 new colonists, most of them trained soldiers? What does this mean for the colony? The crowd disperses slowly, and the council members follow Loom back to the Heliopause, presumably to talk about the future of the colony. You hope. You track down your friends. So, what do you think about these new people? Mars asks. They're just gonna boss. I'm excited to make new friends. I'm glad they're here to save us. They're just gonna boss us around. I'm excited to make new friends. I'm gonna have these Helios eating out of my hands in no time. Mars smirks. The entire colony, now twice as many of you, sets to work on salvaging the wreckage of the Heliopause, tearing it down and combining it with the Stratospheric's remaining engine section. Spirits are high, though these new colonists from the Heliopause aren't like any people you've met before. With their uniforms and weapons, they're more like an invading force than a rescue. You aren't sure what this means for the colony, or for your future. Late quiet. Beautiful soundtrack. Absolutely amazing. As the dust settles, you rebuild your colony around this new ship, the Heliopause. The new arrivals, soldiers, mainly, are aloof at first. Many you see as fugitives. Or many see you as fugitives. Together, you build new walls, living quarters, greenhouses, a massive bunkered garrison. The Stratos engineering wing is the only reminder of your old colony. The Heliopause brought enough rations for another 5 years, as well as a rich seed bank for working hydroponics. Finally, at end to the slow starvation you felt for years. They also have more guns and explosives than you've ever seen in your life. Even the ship has guns. A full stomach, a roof over your heads, and the promise of safety convinces most Stratos colonists to accept the Helios. In turn, the Helios decide that you criminals pose little threat. A grudging peace is brokered between the two groups. You decide they aren't so different after all. There are even Helio children, born amongst the stars, just like you. Neat. After a month of hard work, you and your dad move into your new quarters, and you have your own bedroom for the first time in your life. You place a picture of your mother on shelves beside your bed. You step onto your very own balcony and watch the new colony. Its grounds bustling with so many strangers and strange new ideas. Neat. I like the room upgrade. Hmm. No longer starving. +5 colony defense. And we have a reset to our stress. I like this. You feel something rising in your chest that you haven't felt in some time. Hope? Excitement. What will the new day bring? You better get out there and find out. Let's rush outside to greet the day. Ooh, mushwood log. Neat. She's new. Hello. I love how much color she is putting off. You see Nomi Nomi around. You've seen Nomi Nomi around since the heliopods landed. They're around your age and barely a meter and a half tall, only coming up to your shoulder. You've never seen anyone dress as strangely as they do. Hi. Their voice is so high pitched and quick. I'm Nomi Nomi. It's short for nomination. They do a little twirl and bow. You introduce yourself. Ask about their outfit. Oh, this whole thing? I designed it myself. A Nomi Nomi original, based on the outfit Lavandula Starlifter wears in the 3rd season of Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, when she has to work undercover as a lead singer of an idol group. They stick their leg out. Only I changed the bottom part, and of course I have to wear my gaming gauntlets. I call them gaming gauntlets, but they're really Envirosuit gloves that I modded so I could play holo games through them. You like games? My faves are Laser Fable and Dig Dig Digger Dog. Laser Fable is so much more fun now that we can play outside with a room to run around. What kind of holo games do the Stratosphere kids like to play? Nomi Nomi stops to catch their breath, winded after an extended outburst. Challenge them to a game of Laser Fable. You're on! Nomi Nomi helps you install it on your holopalm and explains the rules. Laser Fable is an augmented reality game where you bounce hologram lasers off of real objects nearby. It's speed-based, so you're running around and bumping into each other, and there are extended house rules for when it's legal to block each other's lasers. Let's go. Oh, this is a big combat challenge. Alright. But you know what? Oh, we get +5 to each round of challenges, so we just get an extra +15 thanks to that amulet. That's amazing. Ooh, excuse me. That's amazing. We're gonna do this one. And that one. Extra bonus point for having a pair. Boop, boop, boop. And we're so amazing that we're just gonna do all of that. Heck yeah. Got +2 combat from that. Right on, brother! Nomi gives you a high five, and then a quick couple flicks of their gauntlet gives you a kudos for winning. They explain how they always play Laser Fable with the kids from the Heliosphere. Except, they mostly don't want to play anymore. They say that they're too old for it. They just want to be soldiers now. Except Rex. He's cool. Aww. Get in if you're still there. The colony is full of new people. Everywhere you look, you see a stranger. It's disorienting. After growing up in a closed spaceship, you never expected to meet any other humans that weren't made here on Fortuna. You bump straight into one of those new people while you're jogging through the colony. Oof! He laughs and holds you steady, brushing off the imaginary dust off of you and gives you a wide-fanged smile. Hey, babe. Hey, babe, look at this kid. Babe! Why you no look at me, babe? Babe, looking at you. It's one of the kids from the Heliopause. You think his name is Rex. Hi, hello. Wow. No, we're gonna introduce ourselves, and we're going to give a warm welcome to this kid. You stick out your hand and shake his, and he laughs. You notice he's wiggling his dog ears. They can't. They can really move independently. Pleased to meet you, he says. I'm Rex, and I love to shake a paw. I know a ton of tricks. He winks. Rex puts his hand on his cheek, looking cute and lost. Hey, since I'm new here, do you think you could, help me find the construction yard? I thought I might apply for a job here. For you, anything. His eyes widen as you wink suggestively and he grins, wiggling his ears and lolling his tongue out like a dog. So adorable. I might just take you up on that, he says. You tell him everything is a bit changed since the heliopause landed, but you think the construction yard is still near command. He thanks you for the directions. Oh my god. Hello. Rex hasn't gotten used to life on the surface yet. You remember your first year. Vertumna seemed so enormous and full of dangers and mysteries. Well, it still does, but the shock eventually wore off. Rex still has that slightly bewildered look on his face every time he walks outside and the sunlight hits his face. Whew. It's so bright and warm. I got you a present. What does a dog like? Do you like do you you want to play fetch with a log? He does like the logs. Woo! Rex howls with happiness as he takes the mushwood from you. You remembered my... Today's his birthday? Yo! Bet. And I brought him the perfect stick for his collection. Didn't even know it was his birthday. I just wanted to give this kid a present. Ah. Lol, he is so easy. Oh yeah, Rex explains, wrapping you in a strong bear hug. He even lifts you off the ground. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you feel instantly just a little bit more relaxed. Game, how dare you do this to me? Hello, Cal. Prepare to be forgotten about as the new kid has taken priority. You had plans to hang out with Cal today, but when you arrive in the geoponics dome, it's worryingly dark inside. You fumble around in the red emergency light until all the lights come back on with a heavy ka-chunk of a breaker being flipped. You blink into sudden blinding light until the figures of Cal and Chief Engineer Instance resolve themselves in your vision. Absolutely no more of that, young man. Instance scolds Cal as he cradles his hoverboard in his arms. The power grid is not your plaything. I understand, Auntie. I'm sorry. Instance mutters herself and passes you. Honestly, all over this toy. Hey, dude. Cal greets you. Sorry, I meant to meet you outside after work, but... He looks down at his hoverboard. My board wouldn't start, and I figured maybe it's out of juice. But when I plugged it in, it threw off all these sparks, and then the whole power grid shut down. Ooh, we have enough engineering. We can help. Cal's shoulders slump. I was going to ask Dr. Instance to take a look at it, but she just told me she doesn't have the time to fix the dumb toy. Let me take a look at it. Okay. I guess you are pretty good at fixing things. You open up the hoverboard, poke around in its guts for a little while. After about 20 minutes of fruitlessly prodding, you have to admit defeat. You're like 75% sure you know what's broken, and 0% sure you know how to fix it. In fact, you think you might have made things worse by trying. Oops. You hand the hoverboard back to Cal. Thanks for trying, Ragashi. I really appreciate it. It's always kind of sad when a piece of old technology needs to be retired, but Cal seems to take this one harder than most. He hugs the hoverboard to his chest and excuses himself, not waiting to hear your goodbye. Hello. You pass a group of soldiers from the heliopause leaving the garden. One of them eyes you with disdain, but the rest ignore you. Inside, Cal is scowling as he rakes up a planting bed. This expression softens when he sees you, but not by much. Hey, Ragashi, he says. Did you see those jerks? They're always sniffing around here, trying to start a fight with me, and I think their leader's that mouthy kid Vase. He leans one arm in his rake. Whatever. Joke's on them. I ain't gonna play their little soldier games. Well, do you like bobber fruit? I have a lot of these. He loves bobber fruit. Nice. Cal grabs the fruit out of your hands, then remembers his manners, giving you a big hug. Thanks, Ragashi. I'm starving. How did you know? I had no idea, but I figured you're a farmer kid, and I thought you might like the fruit. I didn't realize you were hungry. Hello. Tang, I have a thing for you. It's your favorite medicinal plant. More mushwood logs. Oh, this kid looks like an asshole. Oh yeah, this kid looks like an asshole. Alright. This new boy from the heliopause is a couple years older than you. He's very handsome, and the missing arm gives... Oh, he is missing an arm. Oof. Alright, well, you know what? I understand the mood now. From a heroic battle-scarred vibe, he stands tall and ready for actions even though it's a normal, boring day. The other recruits milling around the garrison give him a wide, respectful berth. He sees you staring and gives you a curt nod. My name is Vase, Lieutenant Olivius. Alright, he says, considering you with a glint of challenge in his eyes. And you are? I'm into science. I'm an explorer. I'm a hard worker. I just want to have some fun before I die. I practically run this place. I mean, it's true. We do practically run this place. His expression doesn't change. Is that right? He says, with the air of a boy who's hard to impress. Nice to meet you, Ragashi. I hear it's been rough a couple years for the colony. Luckily our heliopause came just in time, he continues. Don't worry. We have some of the best soldiers. The very best. We'll keep the colony safe. Are you one of those best soldiers? We train as a team, but... Face says, clears his throat. Yes, I've won more than my share of zero-G judo matches and virtual riflery tournaments, even competing against adults. I bet I could take you. Well, you're welcome to try. I'll see you at self-defense classes. Well, actually, we have things to do. Oh, neat. You spot Face talking to some group of soldiers. If you're looking for Rex, you're not going to find him here, he says, and the other soldiers snickered like they're sharing some sort of private joke. You should try out back, or maybe the personal quarters. I have a thing for you. Actually, no, I don't. I don't like you. Adamedi doesn't say anything as you approach. Well, we don't have her favorite egg, sadly. I would love to give her things to make her feel better. Hello, Dis. Dis looks haunted, with those dark circles etched deep under his eyes. Why bother? He mutters, pulling his sleeves over his hands filthily. Why are we... They're just going to come again. It's pointless. Living is pointless. Medicinal plant? Hooray. Life is not worth living unless you have, Ooh, we have an egg we can give it to an enemy. An enemy have egg. I will make you happy again. I got something for you. I found an egg. Hooray. Oh. An enemy gives you a little smile. Thanks. This was Com's favorite food, too. Well, you know what? At least I could sort of cheer you up. A little bit. What is this? Ooh, supply depot. With the same stuff in it. Cool. Hello, Father. Even though it hurts, you find yourself wandering over to geoponics. It feels not good to be here. in the place your mom loved and ultimately gave her life to, but not not good either. It feels like when you have a bruise and you can't stop yourself from pushing on it because the pain reminds you the injury is real. Like your mom dying is a huge invisible wound, and poking at it forces you to feel something instead of just being numb. Your dad is taking time off of work. Your parents work double and triple shifts during the growing season this year, and now that it's over, it just feels so cruel. When people work hard, they should be able to look back on what they did and feel proud. Instead, there's just this huge gap where your mom should be. You find your dad sitting in the mom's personal garden. It's miraculously starting to grow again, despite being trampled flat during last season's attack. The neglect and neglected during famine before that. Still, various autumnal flowers are starting to sprout, as well as hardier earth ones like dandelions. Your dad looks up and musters a smile. He pats the bench beside him. We're gonna talk to him. You false start a few times. It's almost impossible to think of something to say when there's a magnitude of grief between you, and he gives you time. When it's obvious that you want to talk but don't know what to say, he takes your hand into his two larger ones. Did I ever tell you about how your mom and I started dating? You shake your head. You know how they grew up together in the first colony on Earth, but nothing about their relationship. He smiles and looks at the garden, and as he remembers, I always thought she was too cool for me, he says quietly. Things were, well, people didn't like us much on Earth, so she was always kind of a bruiser, always ready to pop off even when she was your age. She and Rhett were the same back then, he reminisces. I always thought they were going to end up together when your mom got injured when the first colony was attacked. I was working part-time in the clinic, and I guess that's when she realized I liked her. We had to apply to get on the stratospheric, he continued. We'd only been seeing each other for a few weeks, so I was surprised when she said we should apply as a couple. They wanted all kinds of different family groups: single people, couples who could have kids or couldn't, triads, and quads. But we all had to be young. And there weren't many teenagers willing to commit being a, mated pair. It upped our chances of being picked. He laughed and scrubbed his face with his hands. She wanted to get off that planet more than anything. I don't think she realized I had fallen in love with me. I don't think she realized she'd fallen in love with me until we were already in space. Lucky for me, right? Your dad shakes his head fondly. There aren't many people like your mom, kiddo. You nod, surprised to feel a tear trickle down your cheek. There's so much you don't know about her and what she was like, more than with just being your mom. It's really hitting that she was a person before you knew her, and now you'll never know her like that. There's a past you'll never fully know, just like there's a future that she never will. Your dad puts an arm around your shoulder and sits like that for a long, long while. Like every pollen season, your dad gets shimmer. The pollen is bad this year. Thick, heavy clouds of pink. Even your eyes are a little itchy, and your dad's not the only colonist spending the week in bed. You hear other people sneezing as you walk through the quarters, bringing him hot, trippet soup. Thanks, kiddo, your dad rasps. At least he's sitting up in bed now. Your mom never got sick. Not ever. Your dad reminisces. I'm not sure she missed a day of work for the day that we landed until the day I miss your mom. I wish Instance would find a cure already, he grumples, his hand shaking as he lifts his spoon. 3 years and all she can suggest is bed rest and fluids. What good is all her researching if I can't fix my headache? Your dad must be feeling really sick. He never complains about stuff. You check his temperature with your hollow palm, the dim light, and bring back a cold pack for his forehead. He has a crust of glittery pink gunk around his lips, looking cracked and gross, so you wipe it away. The glitter is just everywhere on him, like it's coming right out of his pores. He looks iridescent in the murky light. Ooh, lol. Filtering through the pollen outside. Hey, do you mind opening the window a little for some fresh air? Smells like a sick person in here, he grumples. Yeah, I can open the window a little bit. The pollen is already everywhere, you figured. It's good to get some actual air circulation in here. You're pretty sure you learned about the miasma theory in class. Your dad, his eyes already closed, breathes deeply and falls asleep with a smile on his lips. The worst of the pollen fog subsides in a few days, and your dad starts to look a little bit better. He gets back to work, which is good because there's a lot to do in order to rebuild the colony and get the heliopause hydroponics up and running. You're still sweeping glittering dust out of your quarters weeks later. That stuff gets everywhere. Alright. Alright, time to work on our social skills. Anything in here? No, it's just relaxing. We can tutor the kids, I think, in science. Yeah. We can tutor children. That'll give us a bunch of reasoning and empathy. Oh, it also give us relationships, friendship with Nomi Nomi. Creativity and persuasion. We need those a lot. Ooh. Well, thank you. I could not see the notification because I only have one screen and my phone's visuals are down. But whoever did that, I thank you very much so. Oh, hi there. I appreciate the follow. It's greatly appreciated. We're very close to my goal by the end of the month. Alright, creativity and persuasion. I think those are going to be our best bets. Let's study humanities. You're running late for humanities class. When you arrive, everyone is gathered in beanbags around the room's big holo projector. The ship's computer congruence is displayed on it. She's giving today's lesson, reading an old book of Earth poetry. You sit down next to Tang and nudge her and motion. What's up with this? Tang frowns at you. Where have you been? She whispers. Ever since Professor Hal died, congruence has been teaching this class. Then she frowns at everything in general. They said everyone else who might be qualified is too busy, and no, they didn't ask me. Neat. What does a computer know about poetry? You wrinkle your nose. Biology and physics, sure, you tell Tangent, but writing is an expression and understanding of subtleties of human communication. Suddenly, Congruence's monitor swings over to you and recites, Oh, have you all in the beauty youeth you, that you're so vain, lest pride might serve, if even it were true, and you might gain, by humbler show of graces you possess, the hauntly bearing makes the charm the less. Tang's eyes go wide and the classroom giggles at you. You're pretty sure you just got a clap back from a robot, but you can't be sure. Nah, this robot absolutely clapped back. Alright, boom, we make that a 3, and we just get a bunch of 3s. Boom. Heck yeah, and we got super goal, which means we get bonus. Extra creativity. We're going to slowly get our social skills back up because we were not focusing that, and it has definitely hurt us in the long run. Ah, beautiful soundtrack. That music change gets me every time, and I absolutely love it. I think the Combat Center opens up our bravery, right? No. Sports Ball gets our bravery up. We should at least get that up to the first perk. The Helios have replaced the old garrison dojo with a huge underground bunker. It's much larger and better supplied and abuzz with the activity. Soldiers drilling weapons being cleaned and inventoried, and animals herded into cages for study. You can't believe how many soldiers are down here. It must be the safest place on the planet. Let's play sports ball. You're not sure what to expect when you finally muster the courage to go back to playing sports ball, or back to the sports ball pitch after the big attack. Just passing it reminds you of losing calm. It all feels so senseless and uncaring. Security Chief Rhett is there to address you all before you get back to practice. You sit on the bleachers next to an enemy to hear what he has to say. No one feels the loss of kombucha more than everyone on the sports ball pitch right now, Rhett says solemnly. You're all the ones who knew him the best, and you're the ones he loved the most. You hear an enemy take in the shaking breath beside you. Rhett clears his throat. Kombucha gave his life in the hope that the people of this colony would one day live in peace. You honor his memory by being here today, to continue to play the game he loved. From now on, I'll coach sports ball in his place. You're not calm, she yells. You'll never be as good as him. He's dead because of you. No, girl, no. She's going through some trauma ever since her brother got attacked by the big giant tentacle Cthulhu monster. The rest of the kids mutter, some in agreement, and others amazed at an enemy's audacity. Rhett only looks sad, holding his hands out for silence. Calm's death affects us all, he says. I feel your pain, because it's mine as well. Let's turn that energy into the field, okay? He wouldn't want us to stop playing sports ball because of him. No one feels up to forming teams and playing against each other, so you all just work on skills today. Your heart's not in it, and neither is the enemy's. During water break, she sits by herself and doesn't want anyone to talk to her. Okay. Well, +2 bonus to pairs. We got plenty of those, so 4, 4, +1, +3, and another 3. Nice. Extra bravery and extra toughness. And we got our toughness all the way up. And late pollen. What is our big brain skill? Immune to injury. Yes, we'll never receive the injury status effect when hurt. That's awesome. +1 to all mental skills. You've been enlightened by mastering a skill. Well, let's go, let's do some mental skills then. Anybody I can talk to? Can I give my new pet dog a stick? Nope, it is too soon. I'm coming in for another hug! Again? But he wraps you up in a great big bear hug all the same. Man, it was like 2 months since my last bear hug. Can you blame me? Alright, fine. Alright, well I can't... I know I need my social skills up, but I can't pass up the opportunity to get bonus points on my mental traits. So we're gonna study... We're gonna tutor children. We're gonna get my reasoning, like, big boosted. And we're gonna still get empathy. This works. You show up to class to find congruence teaching a whole classroom of younger children. Instance is nowhere to be found. In the absence of further direction, you settle in to help the students work. After half an hour, Instance pokes her head into the classroom. Oh, good, you're already here, she says. I trust you'll be able to handle yourself in all subjects and with the students of all ages. Ask Congruence if you need any help. She turns to leave, but stops to turn back to you. Thank you, Ragashi, she says quietly. Since Professor Hal died, well, Congruence and myself are poor replacements for him. I'm grateful for your help. Hal died like 2 years ago. I have not done this, and this is the first time I'm doing this after all this, so these, it's okay. I'm sorry I have left you without help for 2 years. You settle in to help your younger students learn how to use the HoloPalm to access the HoloNet, Congruence's massive database. Congruence has everything they could ever need. Music, movies, games, novels, and comics. A calculator, a timer, an encyclopedia, textbooks, and the colony's social media. Specialized tool for distant jobs, like agricultural holograms. It's a massively powerful tool. And it's in their literal hands. They're mostly just interested in playing games. We got all this cool technology in these children. All right, some understand it less than others. Why do we gotta read about all this stuff? Nougat whines, poking dejectedly at her holo screen. The skin around her newly implanted holopalm looks a little red, like she keeps picking at it. I just want to go play. Well, here, let me show you something. Hey, we got an extra empathy. You show Nougat how to look up videos about sports ball. She's totally enraptured by it. Whoa, I can watch people play sports ball on my hand? Anytime? Turbo. Nougat is 8 and full of energy. The other kids are able to settle down to work on their biology assignments, drawing pictures of xenofauna that live on Vertumna to put in a classroom diorama. But Nougat prefers a more creative approach. You look at her drawings, Nougat's animals all have extra wings or heads, robotic treads, laser turrets, or top hats. Some aren't even close to the reference image. Let's encourage her. You praise Nougat's creativity. Yes, that Hopeye does look better with a jetpack. Nougat is proud of herself and works diligently on the project. Yes, the class diorama does look a little eccentric when it's all completed, but at this age, it's more important to keep children engaged than it is to teach them academic skills. That's what I'm saying. Nougat gives you a big hug when class is over. I hope you're my teacher all the time. Well, we do have to get our empathy up, so maybe we will. Look at all these fives, though. So many fives. We got the extra super goal. Can I take this one off, though? That's the question. If I take this one off, am I still super goal? No, I have to keep it. Or we'll throw the 2 on there. What does the 2 do? Nope. It's okay. We will pay a kudo to get super goal for the extra perk. We got 6 reasoning from that. That is a lot. I was expecting more empathy than reasoning. I'm okay with this. Late pollen. Early dust. Our new perk. Blue cards get +1 in mental challenges. Alright. That's not terrible. That's actually really good. Alright, anybody I can talk to? Can I give Dog Boy a stick now? Let me love you, gosh darn it. Here you go. Nothing a dog likes more than a stick, right? Hugs incoming! Rex folds you into his arms, bending his whole body into you. He smells warm and a little spicy, like clean sweat and sunshine. It's a good hug, the kind that makes you instantly just feel a little more relaxed. Lol. You find Rex playing cards by himself in the lounge with an actual physical deck of cards. He looks up at you as you approach, and it visibly brightens when he sees you, sitting up straight with his dog-like ears on alert. Well, hey, Ragashi, he exclaims. How's it hanging? Do you want to play a game with me? Sure, what kind of game? It's called Bottoms Up, Rex explains. We both play a card from our hand we think is lower than the other one. And the person with the lowest card wins. If you win, you get a number of points that are on your card. Plus, you get to take the loser's card and add it to your hand. So you want to play a low card to win? Oh, sorry. So, you want to play a low card to win. But if you play your high cards at the right time, you'll get a lot of points. It's a game of compromise. I used to play it all the time back on the Helio, but now everyone's here and, realizing their big dreams of being heroes and saving humanity. That is a big, bet. Apparently, Rex really likes to gamble. Rex says, rolling his eyes with good-natured grin. Soldiers love to gamble, Rex says. That thing that we used here, kudos. I bet we could bet some kudos, or maybe we can bet something more interesting. What do you mean, more interesting? Well, Rex says, his smile turning a little wolfish. Have you ever kissed anyone before? No, not yet. Really? Wow, but you're so handsome and cool. Alright, I'm having too much fun with this game. Having way too much fun with this game. Alright, he puts his hand on yours and leans in, looking at you with a sincere expression. I'd love to be your first kiss, Ragashi. Sure. Rex puts his hand to shake a paw, to shake it. Deal. He laughs. Anticipation is the best part. Rex shuffles the cards and deals half the deck to each of you, and begins to play the game. The best thing about this game is that it's not very hard to play. Rex says, scooping up his winning cards. It's all about how well you know the other person. And, well, we don't know each other very well. So, what do you want to know about me? Well, have you made any friends here? Yeah, of course. All the adults are so much nicer than the ones I grew up with. Like, they care so much about how and why they do stuff. I love being around them. And the other teens, like, whoa, you guys are so cool. Anemone and Tang are so passionate. Cal's a solid sweetheart. And Mars is like a galactic level hottie. Wow. He trails off, lost in thought. Oh, and that disc guy seems interesting too. What do you like to do for fun? Talk to people mostly, Rex says, puts down a low card to win the hand. I like to see what everyone's doing and help them with stuff I can. I just really like being around other people. Like doing whatever they're doing. Oh, and cuddling, of course. I love cuddling. And running. And chasing stuff. He rubs the soft inner part of his ear and smiles sheepishly. What are your plans for the future? Rex blinks at you. Oh, wow, big question. I don't know. I think if I stayed on the heliopause, I probably would have ended up becoming like a soldier like everyone else. But planet side? Rex smiles to himself as he puts down a high card. I could do anything. I've always liked making things with my hands, and I like to make other people happy. Maybe I can do something with that. Alright, enough talking. Let's play. Darn it, I don't have enough empathy. Alright. You play out the rest of the cards, staying fairly even points with Rex, until Rex is left with only one card, and you have two. You're trailing, but not by much. If you play your low card for an easy win, you'll gain enough points to make it a draw. If you gamble on the slightly higher card in your hand, you might lose entirely, but you could win. Play high card for a chance to win. You put down your higher of the two cards, and Rex shouts, "Are you for real?" He laughs. That was a really risky play. You're lucky I only had a high card left. He turns over his card. It's even higher than yours. You win the game by a comfortable margin. Rex tidies up the cards, biting his lip with one little fang as he darts a coy look. So, you want to cash in that bet, winner? Rex giggles and leans in, cupping your cheek and placing a soft, thoughtful kiss on your lips. It doesn't last long, but you can tell he's a heckin' dog. Thanks for playing with me, Ragashi, he murmurs. Maybe we could do it again sometime. Ah. Alright, and just like that, I'm fairly certain. Wow, we only have a friendship of 10. Lame. I have to keep bringing him sticks then. I will bring him all of the sticks. I will bring him the most sticks. You're shooting the breeze with Cal in the shadows of the geoponics dome when he leans over and waves at someone over your shoulder. Perk, hey, over here. Perk jogs over to you. He's a heavy-set adult with tattoos sprawling up, his arms that make him look like he's made of marble. He holds out a stack of tiffins wrapped in a stash. Hey, you two. Steph, I were testing out recipes, and we ended up making too much. Figured I'd run some lunch over to you. Cal takes the tiffins and opens up the first one. Lentil doll, he exclaims, inhaling deeply. No way. Perk looks proud. Rice is in the second one, and a little something sweet for the third. You deserve it. With how hard you've been working out here, you eat it up too, Ragashi. There's more than enough. Perk leaves you to divide the spoils, and Cal goes right to the dessert. Having 4 parents is the best, he mumbles, around for a mouth of sour sweet cake. Cal's mom, Auntie Chira, is in a relationship with 3 other colonists. Perk's the newest member of his family, but even then, they've all been together for a while. Cal's always surrounded by a lot of love at home. Cal swallows his food. You know, sometimes I wonder if I'd date that many people, like my mom does. He muses, like finding one person who wants to date you and having the courage to ask them out is already hard enough. Bruh, my palms are sweating just thinking about it. Besides, Cal continues, it works fine for my mom, but I kind of feel if I find someone, I just want to be with them, you know? I want to put all my energy into making them happy. Don't knock it till you try it. Cal shrugs. Bruh, I'm already around like literally every day. I'm pretty sure I'd know if it was for me or not. The dal is sweet and fragrant, and tastes all the better for being made and delivered with love. You and Cal eat your fill before Cal excuses himself to go back to work. Hello, Cal. I found a fruit. Eat it. Hooray. There's a lot of talking in between months now with a lot of people. You overhear your dad talking to one of the other cultivators. He seems to be upset about something to do with the governor and people from the heliopods. When the other woman leaves, you have a chance to ask some of the burning questions you've had. Who are the new people? Or is Governor Loom some kind of space cop? Who are those new people? Your dad looks startled and tries to muster a friendly smile. Oh, you overheard us, eh, kiddo? Listen, Ragashi, he hesitates, and looks around nervously as if afraid you're being watched. You're just going to have to trust us adults here on this one. There are things you are still too young to understand. I am not too young. I thought the same about myself once, your dad says gravely. I was wrong. The Helios came here just like us, looking for a better life, he tells you. Some of them had reasons too, but now that they're here, we have to learn how to work together. When your mother and I were young on Earth, we learned a hard lesson. He gives a grim smile. We learned a lot of hard lessons. One was that it's safer to lead them. It's safer to be led by one dangerous person than attacked by an army of them. He lets that sink in. Another was that sometimes when adults tell you not to worry, you should listen to them. Go on, enjoy your youth. He gestures towards the heliopods. Go get to know some of the new kids. I'm sure you'll find they're a lot like you. Before you can say another word, your dad is called back to work. There's still so much to be done, to be rebuilt in the farms and geoponic greenhouses. And you can see people from the Helio helping him. Maybe they aren't all that bad. Okay. Wonder if my sponge cake is still in the system's memory of, things that I planted. I hope so. Hey, look, she's okay now. An enemy is looking over official-looking documents in their holopalm and dismisses them as you walk up. Okay. Hello, Tang. I'm gonna wait until I think it's late when I can give you stuff for your birthday. But until then, we will study humanities, get our creativity and our persuasion up. Oh no! We wanted to tutor children because we wanted to utilize that perk. Darn it. We'll get there eventually. I just want to utilize the fact that my brain has upgrades right now. I work in the depot, I get organizing skills and persuasion skills. Persuasion's important. Alright, Seek rolls their eyes when they see you report to the depot for your first day as a clerk. Oh boy, it's you, when they deadpan. Well, at least you might as well learn something useful while you're here. The depot is where the precious nanoprinter lives. Seek lords over it like a tyrant, and they don't like children. Understandable. They load the depot. Wait, I'm 15. You can't tell me I'm a children. People submit requisitions for the nanoprinter through this portal, they explain. It's your job to program the correct routine to the nanoprinter to fulfill their order. Then, you mark it as available for delivery or pickup, depending on if we have a delivery person available. We almost never do. With that perfunctory explanation, Seek leaves you to figure out what to do on your own. It's okay for the first hour or so, because no one puts in a requisition at all. It is pretty early. Maybe someone is still asleep? Clean and organize the depot. Aha! There's a lot to organize, and you don't store a lot of stuff here, except for things that people need all the time, like toothpaste. But you find a bucket and start to mop the floors the old-fashioned way, because there's nothing wrong with taking pride in your work. Aha. You're jerked back to reality by a haptic pulse through your holopalm. Your first order. You excitedly open up the holopalm and read it. Elbow grease, 1 gallon. Fill the requisition, Lamau. No, we've got enough reasoning to realize that that's just a joke. You dismiss the phony requisition. Haha, Cal's got jokes. Another one pops up on the holo screen. Flashlight fluid, 2 gallons. These kids, these gosh darn kids. Another bogus requisition? Are your friends trying to prank you? You've barely dismissed that second one before a third one comes in. ID 10 T-gas. Flammable. 2 cubic meters. Pressurized. You almost got me there, Tang. Tang is not really the pranking type, but you stop yourself from looking up ID 10T. Oh, idiot gas. Lamau. You dismiss the requisition and message your friends. Knock it off. Finally, you get a real requisition and get down to work. It's easier than you thought. You're just finishing up when Mars strolls in. She hops up on the depot counter and primarily crosses her legs. I am so totally relieved to have you as my assistant here, Rigashi. Finally, someone to haul boxes and fetch things so I can focus on the more important work. Your assistant? Nah, honey, I should be in charge. I got the organizing skills. Look, I don't care which one of you is in charge. So long as the work gets done. Zeke pauses. Wait. Why did you wash the floors? They say, looking impressed. Well, that deserves a reward. Here you go. They swipe their hollow palm, and you feel your pulse as the couple of kudos are deposited into your account. That would be weird. Getting a notification, and then just your hand buzzing. Mars can hardly wait until Seek is gone to giggle. Either way, I'm glad you're here. The job is usually so boring. Hey, we got a lot of mental. Boop. Boop. And then... Hey. Nice. Extra organizing. We got so much organizing. From our skills to our enlightened status, challenge 1, super goal. Really good. The Vertumnilia Festival is a welcome day of normalcy in an otherwise chaotic year. Despite some lingering rivalry between the two factions, Vertumnilia is a chance for the Helios and the Stratos to come together and appreciate the bounty of the planet. At least, that's what the adults say. As Governor Loom takes the stage to address the colony, you can't help but notice the crowd has segregated itself according to the ship of origin. Rex shoots you away from over the Strato side, and Nomi makes a silly face. Vase is surrounded by the other young soldiers, all looking sharp in their heliopause uniforms. With Cal standing beside you, you wonder if the two ships will ever feel like a one colony. A fanfare plays over the square's announcement system. Loom's honor guard do a complex drill with their drone rifles. Greetings, people of Vertumna, Lum says, his voice ringing out over the square. We may be far from our beautiful Earth, but we can still celebrate and be thankful for what we have here. We've worked hard to save this beleaguered little colony from the brink of destruction, and should be proud of our work. The Helios cheers. Your side of the square is more quiet. I know some of you have been asking, Loom, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it all by yourself? How are you going to run the colony, solve everyone's problems, turn this planet into a paradise, and look this good? Loom strikes a pose to a smattering of polite applause. Well, I have the answer for you. The old council made a lot of bad choices, like illegally leaving Earth, but I believe in second chances, so I've appointed the original department heads to my own council. Loom's Council 2.0. Better not disappoint me. He laughs and makes finger guns at the department heads at the foot of his podium. Stay on your toes, Stratos. I also want to make a promise, everyone here today, that we're going to make Vertomna safe for humans, Loom says. The next time those bastard Xenos attack, we're going to blow them so many little pieces, there won't be enough left to wipe off our boots. We've already got the defenses, he says, gesturing broadly to the new, taller, thicker walls. And we're building homes for everyone. Homes where people can raise children again, knowing that our military men and women are keeping us safe. Big cheers from both sides this time. Some of the colonists around you even have tears in their eyes, especially those who lost family in the attack. Loom goes on for a while, ionizing the Heliopod's military strength. Finally, the crowd disperses to set up the square of the afternoon festivities, some traditional and some new. At the tables, Etienne and the kids are setting out to spread for dinner. There is an unimaginable amount of food, thanks to the Heliopod's huge ration surplus, the piles upon piles of xeno meat from the hunting parties, and those who can stomach it. Anne is all smiles, clearly making an effort to move on as Loom mandated, despite still mourning the loss of her son, Calm. But not even the festive atmosphere can force a smile onto an enemy's face. I miss my mom. It's party time. Oh, yeah. You encourage an enemy not to dwell on in the past. Things are looking up. Now it's time to bond with our new colonists and pave the way to the bright future. An enemy just stares at the tureen of stew in her arms, and then sets it down, wipes her eyes, and walks away. Yeah. Oh, my combat. Oh, neat. Okay. Well, that's a shame. I can't do Xeno wrangling because I don't have combat skills. I got all this toughness, but toughness isn't good for that. Alright. We need 30 reasoning or greater. We got that. Ooh, a bake-off. Let's do a bake-off. Aha! This bake-off is a new challenge this year. In celebration of great surplus of food, today's theme is chili. Spicy bean stew. Not pixie beans, though. Cal adapts a gourmet earth dish with alien ingredients. Oh, yeah. And this one. Alright. Now we've got 5, 5, 3, 7. Liking it. Let's swap out leaping so we can have 5 and 5 for the next round. Boom. And then we gotta get to 21, which, easy. Look at all them 5s. Thanks to our absorbent brain, we get extra brain power. Heck yeah. You make chili that tastes so... Oh my god. That is a good card. It is an H and it's one of any color. You win the cooking competition. After the festivities, the mood in the colony is a lot lighter. You see people smiling easier, and often see mixed groups of Helios and Stratos socializing together. It feels like the first time people have actually let themselves relax. Nice. What does this do for us? Okay, kudos are just doubled for 3 months. Got it. So it doesn't really do anything for our social skills. That's fine. Equipped an additional gear slot. Yo. Let's go. That's probably because of our organization skills went up. Which means, with the gear, gain 2 less stress. Gaining 2 less stress would be good, especially if we went out. But let's go +1 to strength cards for now. +10 to combat. We'll make sure to put that one in there when we get to the festivities. Alright, cool. Can give present. No, it is too early to give you a present. Alright, we can study humanities, or we can tutor the children, or we get our bravery up. we'll get our bravery up. Oh, but our toughness is already maxed out. There are other ways to get our bravery up. Does our bravery increase from sports ball more? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, this will be fine. Let's play sports ball. You show up for practice and spot Vase and Rex on the pitch, standing with a healthy distance between the two of them. Vase is surrounded by a group of friends, and Rex is bopping the sports ball on his head and chest. An enemy is here as well. She's wearing Com's old sports ball jersey. Rhett picks her as team captain for one team, and you as the other. Rex, you're on my team, obviously. Popularity doesn't matter in sports ball, you think. Rex pops the ball under his arm and saunters over, ignoring the venomous look Vase gives him. An enemy chooses Vase right away. Let's play sports ball. Let's play sports ball! Alright, we'll go 5, 7, 8. That's fine. Alright, next round. 5. That works. Alright, and we get super goal. Easy. Boop. Hell yeah. You and Rex whip the butts of Vase and an enemy, and everyone else on their team. You cheated! Come on, Ragashi, a dog boy against me and an enemy? How is this even a contest? He storms off the pitch, venting about how the game was rigged for weaker players because sports ball isn't even a real game. Lamau. An enemy comes over. I think you did well, she says. Good work out there. Rex gives her a high five, but she looks towards Vase, disappeared, and shakes her head. Extra bravery. Only +2 bravery? Lame. Thought we'd do better. Does combat training? No. Okay, more social skills. It's so hard for me to want to do social skills, not gonna lie. Creativity and persuasion. Congruence asks you to take a stack of blank paper and box of pencils from the classroom nanoprinter and pass them out to the class. Today we will be practicing our handwriting. You hear Tangent groan beside you. But Congruence, why would we ever need to write by hand when we have hollow palms? This exercise will be a part of history lesson, part future skill, Congruence tells the class. In the future, you may not always have access to the hollow palm technology. Our replicators and computers will break down eventually, and when they do, you will have to rely on low-tech solutions for everyday tasks. So first lesson, how to correctly hold a pencil. You and the other students get to work learning how to print by hand. It's a little bit like holding a stylus, but the texture is all wrong. Your letters are small and cramped, and you have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Tang, though, is suffering the worst. Ha! Mars laughs. Looks like you finally found something Tang isn't good at. Look, she keeps mixing up her lowercase a's and e's. Tang is used to using a stylus with her hollow palm, but she's never actually drawn letters. She fumbles like a child bashing her fist against the hollow palm for the first time. It's painful to watch. You can tell she's going to be more frustrated with each letter. Mars, on the other hand, has lovely penmanship. She can even write in cursive. My papa taught me when I was little, she says, showing off her paper. Cultured people know how to write for real. Is this handwriting or a seismograph? Oof. Mars laughs, but after a few minutes of stencil silence, she looks over at Tang's work. You're pressing too hard. Loosen your grip. It's different from typing in the air with your stylus. Try moving your shoulder instead of wrist and fingers. See? There, you're getting it. After a minute, Tang eases her tension and her writing starts to flow more naturally. Thanks. she stammers, pushing her chair away from Mars. Sag. We made her upset. That worked out. You worked well this month. Extra creativity. Tang, I'm sorry. I make better? Question mark. Here, have medicinal root. Hooray. Oh. Okay. You spot Tang sitting on a large boulder outside the lab. She's eating a pressed soybean ration with determination, altering bites with huge gulps of water to wash it down as quickly as possible. What are you doing out here? She stops her grim work long enough to acknowledge your question. I hit the limit of numbers of consecutive hours that allowed me to work in the lab, she says. So, I'm taking a break, she says, making mocking air quotes around the sentence. How dare they? That's what I said. They can't just think they can boss me around because I'm younger. I'm smarter than any two of them combined. Tang groans and rubs her bloodshot eyes. I just want to work, you know? It's so frustrating being deep in the zone and feeling like I'm just on the precipice of a discovery. And then someone yells at me that apparently my genius is taking too long. I want them to treat me like I belong there, the way Dr. Instance does. She actually respects me. They're just jealous that she likes me more. Tang slides off the boulder and sees the color bleed from her face as she stumbles into you, nearly crumpling onto the ground. Oh, she grits out, leaning over the while a dizziness passes. I thought the nutritional uptake of that bar would be quicker than a real meal, especially after taking into account the time required to walk into the cafeteria. She trails off, realizing she's clutching your jacket and pushes you away. My apologies. You know, she does need a break. I am, regrettably, it seems, only human. Taking scrubs over her hands, over her face. Sometimes it feels like I'm a prisoner in my own body. Like, I can feel myself trapped in it. This stinking, sweating bag of meat and bad impulses stuck in the burden of keeping it alive every day with the rest of my life. And... Are you crying? Reflexive. Tang scowls and wipes her eyes angrily. Reflexive... evolutionary response to emotional and physical stress. In other words, no, I'm not crying. It's just resentment for my physical form. It reminds me of when I was little, and Instance used the gene tech to give me this body. The right body. Only, this body's wrong too. It's still right in a lot of ways, but it's still imperfect. It's still human. If I were an AI, everything could be more simple. I just could do my work. I could just do what I'm good at. No messy biological functions, no emotions, just clear and beautiful purpose. I hate this. I think you're beautiful the way you are, but I don't want to flirt with you. I'm always here to listen, Tang. Tangent manages a watery smile as she wipes her eyes. Thanks. I apologize for being all wet on you. It won't happen again. Also, there is no way I'm going to be able to use that card effectively. She wipes her eyes and straightens her jacket and then takes a deep breath and holds it for 10 seconds. Her eyes closed. By the time she opens them again, she already looks ready to go back to work as if nothing had happened. You admire Tangent's determination, but sometimes you think it might come at a price. Any more medicinal roots so I can give to friend? Friend is suffering. No, but there is a stick. I can give stick to Dog Boy. I don't like you, friend. How are my relationships doing with these people? Anemone is okay. Cal is doing really good. Dis is working on it. Tangent's pretty good. Mars is okay. Rex is significantly lower than I would like. Face, I have no interest in being his friend whatsoever. And Nomi Nomi. I don't know where Nomi Nomi is or really who she is. Where is Nomi Nomi? I don't see her anywhere on the map. Can't really talk to somebody if they're just not there. Hello, Mars. I hear it's your birthday. Here, have a yellow flower. Well, I've had better birthday gifts. She likes yellow flowers. That's good. I didn't know you liked yellow flowers. I'm happy. I got a present for you. It is another stick. And also hugs incoming. Yes. So many hugs. We will make this dog boy like us. That is our #1 goal. Yep, I have no idea where the cool colorful kid went. Oh well. I should probably go out foraging at some point. We're gonna help tutor the children? Yeah, let's tutor the children. Oh, I don't have enough engineering. Yikes, okay. You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into the engineering lab. It's going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs. It slams into the wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again, and its flailing metal legs around dangerously. Well, that's not good. Let's push it back out into the hall. Ouch, it accidentally slashes you with the leg while scrambling to find purchase. Stupid robot. Congruence's TV thingy wheels in, squeaking as the robot runs off down the hall. Sorry about that. I'm so close to getting new movement algorithm online. I'll have the RoboVax corner in, and we'll try again. Working with robots is just so hard with no hands, she continues, wheeling back and forth, a display of frustration. This was much easier when Hal was here. I do miss him. Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get a distinct impression she's simulating it in a way. Well, if you know anyone who loves to tinker with bots, let them know I need a helper. Will do. I think I know somebody who tinkers with bots. I can't remember. Aha, super goal. Extra reasoning. Only 1 empathy, but that's fine. There's probably better ways of doing this, but I can't remember any of them. Right, where's the expedition area, too? Is there a map? Can I go out an expedition in the... I can. Here it is. Ah, there's the lady. And a log. Hello. I have a present for you. It's a flower. You know what? That's fine. Like, just because? OMG, thank you. Where can I go? I can explore nearby. Survey. Ooh, exploring nearby would give me a lot of bravery. Perception and biology. Survey the plains. Let's explore nearby. Yep, I think that's a good idea. We gotta get our bravery up anyways, so this works. Hello. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you and Disc near the depot. You feel that? You can feel some kind of ominous distant thumping pulsing regularly through the ground. If you stand still, you can feel it vibrate up into your own body too, like a massive global pulse. Utopia says, checking the readout on her holopalm. I reckon it's naturally occurring, she concludes, but it's giving me the willies all the same. You two better check it out. Mind you stick together and take readings on the way, in case it's too dangerous. You and Dis look at each other, excited. You follow the thumping, now an audible noise, growing louder, west until you roughly triangulated its location. You know you're getting close, but it sounds like it's coming from all around you, and your instruments aren't precise enough to help. Well, let's follow the sound. We got enough perception for that. Let's go. Alright, +5 kudos. But we don't really care about the kudos. Ooh, Wait. Aha. That way we get to keep our thing until the next round. And that can't lose. That's actually not a terrible card with this card here. Alright. 7, 2, 2, 2. Oh, wait, that made it a 4. That's fine. And then 5, 7, 7. And then super goal. Because we're awesome like that. Nice, bonus perception. You find a machine, an ancient, broken-down machine, like a small pyramid-shaped building from from some kind of dark stone or bone that almost looks like it grew that way. Except it isn't broken. It's just very old and overgrown. It looks more like a pile of rubble and roots than a building or engine or whatever it is. Still, a thumping noise comes from inside it. The vibrations are strong. Is it making your guts feel weird? You don't notice at first, but there's a curious path. Ooh, we got enough engineering for this one. A line half a meter wide, where the dirt is a little more worn and bare. It heads off the straight line to the west, or coming from the west. Could animals have made this? Or the thumper itself? We analyze the thumper. We get extra engineering. Let's go. It's definitely not natural. On some parts of the thumper, you can see what might have been writing once, carved deep into the not quite rock. It must be thousands of years old. Whatever part of it still works is deep down in its core. It has a funny smell too. Sweet, like something fermented. Puffs in the air comes from the vents near the top, in time to the thumping. You also note that animals are a lot more aggressive than usual. Even the insects buzz more annoying overheard. Your scanners register higher levels of attack pheromones. Whatever's going on, the fauna don't like it either. Eventually, you head back to share your findings with Utopia. Totally an ancient civilization, Dis insists. Utopia scratches her head. I suppose, maybe. She says you could look, you said it looks ancient, right? Perhaps there could have been some sieve here long ago? We may have found we may have found other signs, but nothing active like this. Nice, we can survey the ridge. This is right, it's definitely aliens. It seems to be pointing west or receiving something. She snaps her fingers. There's some right ugly ridges lines out there that have kept us from checking that direction, but we got gliders and motivation. That's half the battle. She makes a note in her hollow palm. I'll open up the western ridge for surveyors, she says, then grins. Whew. Say that's 3 times fast, honestly, girl. Definitely aliens. Hey, the colony outskirts. You pause in your tracks, hearing a terrifying sound. You strain to listen. It's manticores roaring in the distance. Or maybe something more dangerous? Easy bravery challenge. Let's go. It's very easy considering we have, 3... No. Oop. 3, 4, 5. We already have super goal and we haven't even hit our 5th round. Hell yeah. We got 53 points. Extra bravery and kudos. You won't back down, though it takes energy to keep walking towards the roar as you hear it again and again, getting louder and louder. It's not a manticore, it's a little fluff of a creature, all puffed with its effort of roaring, its voice amplified by a hollow log. It sounds just like a manticore, though. What weird survival feature. It probably intimidates a lot of predators. Ooh, more stuff. The mush trees are at their tallest and wet, and you come across a cluster of them that looks ripe for harvesting. Give them a friendly pat. Yep, we're gonna give them a friendly pat. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not a tree though, but a camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and it looks a little like an octopus, or a starfish. Lots of long legs, wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. Nice. Our perception now highlights collectibles. I mean, that's not awful. It's nice, though. A stream cuts through the path here. There must usually be stepping stones across it, but water's too high to cross safely. We're gonna bravely jump over it. 5, 6. Why is... Oh, one slot card becomes value of 2. Gross. I hate that. We'll just save it for the next round. No, we should keep it, because that card relies on strength cards. Or, we can just take all of these and save them for next round. We have more strength cards. We'll go 4, 2, and 5. And now that we have more strength cards, we'll do this one. 5. We'll do... this one, and then set neighbors to this value. Aha. And then we just spam them. Extra bravery points. Let's go. You bravely fall in and get wet. You flounder towards the other side, soaked but victorious. Thank you, log. Should go home soon. Yeah, we're almost stressed all the way out. Alright, the rain has been drizzling all day, but now it has really started driving down. Fat, warm raindrops splatter on your shoulders and leave tiny dents in the ground where they land. Soil is turning quickly to mud where tiny streams running across your path. You break off a large leaf on a long stem and hold it over your head. It makes a pleasant kind of thrum as the drops splatter on it. You're too worn out and tired to go home. Or too worn out and tired, you have to go home now. Alright, time to relax. We could relax in the garden. But are there other places to relax now? I don't think I can relax in the school area. Nope. Let's relax in the lounge. Friendship with Rex. Let's go. You're relaxing after hours when Auntie Sedent pops her head into the lounge. The kitchen, she announces in an artificially sweet voice. It's looking for someone to help with part-time cooking duties. Someone young, someone responsible, someone organized, someone, she stares pointedly at the teens in the room, who might have too much free time on their hands. Yeah, sure, we'll volunteer. Nice, cooking in the living quarters. That's awesome. She bustles over to you. You'll be perfect, Rigashi, she says, hugging you. Then loudly to the others in the room, she declares, I'm glad somebody around here is responsible enough to put their share of work. Everyone else ignores her, shifting awkwardly. No one wants to disappoint their auntie. Auntie C gestures towards the nearby cafeteria and tells Sue to come by next week so that she can show you the ropes. That's cool. We might do that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this 0. Alright, we're in glow season. Oh, we can help in the kitchen and it gives us empathy. Oh my god, I should have been doing this a while ago. It's awesome. Let's help in the kitchens. Since we're so organized. Oh, we should talk to people first, though. Hello, Father. Alright, Father, I do not have enough animals to talk to you. Alright. This is cool, kid. I wish I would have remembered your birthday, but I completely forgot. So here is a log. Okay. Well, she does not like log. That is fine. I attempted. Hello, combat kid. It's like this for a whole month? And then you say a bunch of animals attack. Lol. You and an enemy watch a unit of Helio soldiers jog by, with Vance in the lead. Did you see that guy? She says when they're out of earshot. He's kind of hot, right? Lol. Here, have a bobber fruit. No, she does not care about the bobber fruit. Does anybody like my stuffs? Oh, right. Most of you people are inside hiding. Like good peoples. I am not one of those peoples. Hello, Dis. New colony, who dis? Do you like Log? He does not like Log either. I tried. I don't know where Dog Friend is. Dog Friend is missing. Big sad. That man is a dog. A dog with the ladies. Nope, can't go. But there's a crystal out there. I have to go get it. Oh, how dare, game. How dare you put that out there to tease me. You... We will help in the kitchens. Back in space, cooking involved programming ration machines and putting dishes in the laser-matic dishwasher, because water was too precious to clean dishes with. But now, you're growing more real food and trying to figure out how to cook with it. The cafeteria's kitchens are bright and full of good smells. There's always something baking, boiling, or frying. You take a deep breath and just hold all the deliciousness in your lungs. Chief Steward Anne, also known as Antecedent, is in charge of everything in the living quarters, running the children's creche, coordinating the cleaning of pots, and, of course, cooking for the whole colony. It's a lot of work, but she's good at delegating to all of the kids that she raised here, including you. She's a big believer in learning by trying, and it doesn't matter if a few dishes are ruined in the process. It looks like you're on your own this morning, Auntie Anne says, welcoming you to the kitchen. Don't worry, though. You'll start off with something easy. She shows you to the kitchen nanoprinters. Just press the button and the ration machine will spit out a freshly pressed cake of soy rations. It's not tasty, but it's nutritious. Then she shows you to the range. A large pot of brown stew is bubbling away. Here's where the real magic happens, she says proudly. She takes a ladle and spoon up for some of the stew so you can have a taste. See? For this stew, we've added homegrown veggies and spices. This is what I love about cooking, she sighs proudly. Turning raw ingredients into something better, just by adding a little bit of work and a lot of love. Just like raising children. How about you, Rigashi? Why do you want to work in the kitchens? I like to provide for others. It feels good to know a loved one is happy and well fed because of you. You tell this to Auntie Anne, and she smiles indulgently. That is fantastic reason, Rigashi. We need a little happiness around here. Auntie Anne sets you up with a few basic kitchen tasks and leaves it to you. If you need help, I'll just be around the corner, she says. Or you can ask Congruence for advice. She has every recipe and method that you could ever need, and she's an excellent teacher. Hey, extra organizing, let's go. You quickly have your hands full with the sheer volume of food it takes to feed 100 people. Workers from the canteen shuttle back to pick up trays of soy rations and pots of stew at regular intervals. But somehow, you keep up. You poke your head into the canteen at lunch to see what people might think about the food. Seems like they like it. Maybe you're cut out to be the chef after all. Alright, we will brute force this. Good enough. Good enough. And we got extra kudos for equaling the goal. Worked well this month, plus extra creativity. Awesome. Ooh. You're relaxing in the quarters when your dad and you hear the colony siren. The enemy is here. Your dad looks up from his novel. Huh. Seems like they're early this year. We should head to the shelter in the lounge. You've been drilling a new evacuate... To the front lines! No, goodness no. There's no need to be a hero, for that's all the new soldiers from Helio. It's probably best you just follow instructions and head to the lounge with your dad. Go to the lounge. Your mood in the lounge is anxious, Even though the colony's defenses are much better this year, over hushed conversations, you hear younger children crying inconsolably. You look for your friends in the crowd. Mars and Tangent are here, quietly reading something on Tang's holopalm. Cal is trying to entertain some kids with his juggling tricks. A few civilian kids from the heliopause are here too, including Rex and Nomi. Face and an enemy are absent, probably serving guard duty. You settle in to pass the time. Someone brings word that it's not a faceless out there, at least. You hear a few loud booms from the outside, so strong you can feel their shockwave on the floor. People gasp and cover their heads, but nothing else happens. After the attack, Loom gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor, and the party goes on long into the night. Some drift away in pairs or more. Mars and Rex keep on dancing, though. Keep the dancing going. Even Anemone seems to relax, especially when other cadets invite her to drink with them. Nice. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. You sure want to believe it, too. Hey. Very nice. Well, that is the end of the 15th year. So, I will go ahead and call it here. That is a total of 6 years down. We've got 4 to go. We're going to bring this back up on Monday. Ugh. Yep, we'll bring this back up on Monday. We'll continue bringing our social skills up. I think we're doing really good so far. The story is really great. I like the new characters, obviously. And yeah. Things are really good. All right, like I said, I'll bring this back up on Monday. It'll be at 2 p.m. This evening, I will either be doing the control stream or something else in its absence. Still figuring out my evening schedule. Things have kind of shifted a little bit, and I'm still trying to rebalance everything, especially during the holiday season. So I'll do something this evening, but we don't know what. So we'll figure that out. Also, like I said, bringing this back up on Monday, 2 p.m., we'll go into the age of 16. So we're not almost done with this game, and that's what I really like about it, too. It's a great storytelling game, but apparently this game is designed to be run through multiple times rather than just one time. So the story you see isn't just a set thing. After you do it the second time and the third time, things change. Apparently your character remembers a lot of things. So I'm excited to see what that looks like. So we'll be playing this game probably well into January as well. Thank you everybody for joining me. Along with that reminds me, I am heading towards finishing out the goal of 50 followers by the end of the month. I'm very happy about getting very close to that. So if you are able to, if you like the stream, if you like the content, definitely share it with other people. It's a great help to me. If we get up to 50, that means that my stream is officially under the affiliate program. And that is, that's a really big help. That makes sure that, what I'm doing here isn't just, not just entertaining people, but also entertaining people and, able to pay bills out of it too. So it's exciting. I will probably be doing something very special. I'm tossing up the idea of a 12-hour stream to celebrate having 50 followers. So yeah, if that does happen, I'll make sure you guys know about it. And it's going to be awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody for showing up, staying this long, watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy next Monday too. See you later.